I'm in Salad and I saw Star Trek the original series Space Seed. It is directed by Mark Daniels, written by Corey Wilbur, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts and we're following the USS Enterprise, and they have encountered a ship who has been floating in space for about 200 years, but as soon as we have the USS Enterprise, people go on there. There's like a crew of people. They go into this ship. It's like, how did you guys even survive? Like, seriously? Here's a little bit of backstory. These are humans from the 20th century era that are genetically superhuman. Like, they're genetically modified and now they have like superhuman abilities. They're like perfect humans. And it's like, this is a little bit uncanny because humans are not perfect, and so you're telling me there's a perfect human? That's unfortunate. I hope the species doesn't get some sort of god complex going on. But we also got this leader. His name is Khan. He's like, oh yes, I'm the leader. I am the leader. What's interesting about this guy is he seems to be a little bit cunning, like he's trying to take over the USS Enterprise. I'm like, why are you trying to take over this ship? Just, can't you just interface it with the ship like a person who isn't planning on controlling it? Why do you want to control things so badly, Khan? So this guy is like going to this officer who is like really into the idea of 20th century stuff, and this person is like, oh, you know, I am so enthralled by you, I'm going to be looking into you. And he goes to her and is like, oh, hey, do you want to help rule the world? And she's a little bit hesitant. She's like, yeah, sure, I guess, kind of. Not really though, but also, yeah, sure. And he's like, yes, we're going to rule the Enterprise. Not the world, but Enterprise. That's all we need. We don't even need the world. The world sucks. The Enterprise can go all to all the other worlds. Actually. And then I just wonder, conquered USS Enterprise, what do you plan on doing afterward? Do you just plan on going to other planets and conquering them? What happens if you conquer those planets? Rinse and repeat cycle? Like, is that what's the plan? What's interesting is that it's successful. He does get control of the Enterprise. And Kirk, being the previous leadership, is brought under torture, and he's here to torture him. And I'm like, this doesn't seem humane. This doesn't really seem like a good leaderly thing to do. His sudden change to be like, you know, I'm actually going to spare you. I'm like, why exactly is that? That doesn't seem very logical. I know you're not Spock or anything, but you feel different, so you're like, I'm gonna, you know, spare him actually. I think it'll be for the best if I spared him. But of course, this ultimately proves to be disastrous for his plans, because he gets knocked out and then yoinked, and I'm like, dude. Come on. Now you gotta like plea with Kirk. Oh, please, let me tell you about the story of how I have a people. Let me tell you about the story. And Kirk's like, hey, how about I will take you to this planet that we're about to go to anyway. Hugh, come on. You're coming with us. And it's like, oh wow, so they got Khan. But the idea of perfect humans is pretty interesting. This human society accepted the idea of eugenics, was like, yeah, we can have perfect genetics. It's really interesting because it's like, maybe in 100 years we're all like pro-eugenics. I'm going to be dead in 100 years. If our children and grandchildren are like pro-eugenics, I wonder what the future would be like. Do you ever wonder that? Khan's punishment is to go to this really deserted planet. And honestly, I think that's a better punishment than taking up resources on another person's prison planet. You can just take him to this isolated planet and just let him live there for 100 years, see how he handles it. Maybe he'll appreciate life more, who knows. So overall, this is a really fun episode. This shows off Khan. Khan is cunning, and I like Kirk is in a pickle, but he gets out of the pickle. And I really like about Kirk is that he always finds himself out of pickles, and I like it. Honestly, this is a fun episode. This shows a lot about Kirk character, about Khan character. Overall, it's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give this episode a solid like 7.8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want to fast track a movie review, you can do that for $20. You know, it's at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. Find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews, so you can go here. And until next time, mint salad sauce. See you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. All right. Beep. Beam me up.